Hello all and welcome to Gabe Barnes Plays Gran Turismo Sport, almost at Crash Team Racing because I've done too many of those recordings today, and I've got a lovely new type of video for you today. I'm on my own, sadly. This is basically me doing a few of these videos for times when Cohen's not here, just in case, you know, that I've at least got a filler episode. Today I'm doing a movie special. I've recently watched one of the Fast and Furious movies again. Some of them can be a bit mind-numbing, but some of them actually are pretty decent. One of the ones that sticks in my head is Too Fast and Furious. As you can see from the car down there, I do currently have the setup from Too Fast and Furious for one of the cars. This car is for Brian O'Connor, played by Paul Walker, and this version, I'm not going to take any credit for this one because this was actually done by Xaser-33. I hope I said that name correctly. It's Xaser-33 on the Gran Turismo site. He made this car, this version of this car, shall I say, these stickers, and I absolutely love it. So I'm going to play this now. My plan is basically I've got all four cars from that first race that you see Brian in, which is this one, the Honda S2000, the RX-7, and the Supra. And I'm going to basically give them a go against each other and just see who wins in the race. So you guys will see this when I go from the replay. I'm going to play this a little bit now so you can see. Basically, I'm going to be going around Brands Hatch because it's one of the tracks I probably know the best. One of the very few that you saw me win against Cohen. The only other track would have been Nürburgring, but that would have been way too long for each car to go around and for me to actually get a good video out of it. So, oh, that's terrible. That's in the dirt already. Sand, rather. Gravel, whatever. Yes, so I'm going to run around this on my own first just to get myself acquainted back with this car. I've not actually driven this one in a while. When it comes to the actual race, I'll probably do it from the view replay section, just because then you guys actually have an understanding of what the car looks like, because you can see it from this point of view, from that point of view, you can see it from that little screenshot I had earlier down the bottom, and that's about it. So it'd be nice to see the car in action, I'm sure, moving around. So I shall see you guys over there in a second, hopefully, and cross the line. Right, okay, so third lap in, because I'm horrendous at driving when I'm trying to do the recording. I thought I'd use this one as the right one, because hopefully this one's actually going to be a pretty decent lap. 3 laps in. You'd think I'd have got used to the car by now, but maybe not. But yes, this is the Brian O'Connor lap. Going to do the one round here with him, one round here with each of the other cars, and basically whoever's got the fastest lap, that's who would have won officially had there not been a ramp at the end to cause problems for people. Because let's be honest, that's the only reason why some of them failed. The Supra obviously going into the wall when his suspension snapped by the looks of it, and Suki having a problem with her bonnet bumper flying off when she hits the ground because she's quite a low running car. I don't actually remember what happened to the RX-7, actually, saying that. This means I may have to watch the movie again at some point. But for those of you that you do know, let me know in the comments below. If I haven't watched it before then, hopefully you guys will remind me. I do not remember what happened to it. But yeah, so this is a pretty decent lap so far, all things considered. I am beating the Ghost as well because that first corner always took me off. It's different having it in this car as well. When I did this race in the Formula 1 car, that was so much easier because it was perfect. It was my lap. But in this car, it's just a lot different. Right, and we go across the line, and that was a 129.226. So if we mark that on the board, I may make a little version of that on here. We're now going to have a look at the other cars and see how they fare up against this one. Right, next one coming up is the Supra. As you guys can probably see, this car is driven by a guy called Slapjack. That's who his name was in the film. Again, not made by me. If I do make these, I will let you guys know. But I do like to give credit out to those that did it. So this was made by, if I just slow down here for a second so I can see on my laptop, ProCharger_1320. So ProCharger, thank you for doing this. This was an amazing looking livery as well. Livery, don't actually know what the pronunciation of that one is. So again, as it does before, I'm going to pick the best lap from this one, because this car seems to actually handle a lot better than the Skyline. I'm going to put that out there now, I'm afraid. So I'm probably going to do 3 laps again in this one. Maybe even actually do 1 at this point in time. Just give you guys an idea of how I get on with this car. I've got to beat 126 or something, 129, something like that. I don't remember. It's actually only been a few seconds since I did that recording, but I've completely forgotten already. Right, and across the line we go. So first lap I'm going to do instead. This one should be fine. I will point out actually that I have completely forgotten to save the replay from the skyline. So I'm going to apologise now that you are going to see that from a bonnet perspective, because I completely forgot. But that's fine, because then maybe that gives you more of an idea of seeing the car for yourself. Go to their pages, find those cars, download them for yourself, and add them to your collection. I'm sure you own these cars by now. If you don't buy them, they are cheap in the Gran Turismo store. It's in-game credits or real money, depending on what you want to do. And I'm just going to have to run around here basically and see if I can beat the time. So second lap in is where I'm going to go with, because this actually already decently enough is a car I can drive semi well. Still beating my Ghost by 3 seconds as well, which is always an improvement. So yeah, so you will see them all from this perspective. It does make it easier for my editing, so I'm not going to cop out there. Ooh, that's terrible. That's terrible. That's terrible. That's terrible. I'm going to have to go with this one. I agreed already, which means I'm going to have to go with it now. Yes, I'm going to make it easier for my editing, because we'll have to use the replays instead. Trying to sync that up with my voice is never easy, because you can't actually synchronize on that one unless you do recording after the fact. But here we go, and we go across the line at 1:30.629. However, obviously we would have been better had I not have gone into the gravel before, because we could have then actually beat the track set by the skyline of 1:29.226. But that's fine. O'Connor's winning so far. So let's have a look at the next car. Right, the next car we are going with is the S2000, driven by Suki in Fast and Furious, Too Fast and Furious, shall we say? Yes. This one still looks pretty decent, I've got to admit. I'm going to find out who did it in a second. Let's just slow down here for a second so I can have a look. So this one was done by... Can I actually steer while I'm using the laptop? No, because the laptop is in front of my TV screen, which is never ideal. So Skyline's still obviously the best so far. Get rid of that one. Right, let's just break for a second so I can have a quick look. Yeah, Slapjack was that one. Yeah, Suki is that one. There we are. So Suki's Honda S2000 was done by Viper_54. So thank you, Viper, for doing that version. Again, I will hopefully remember to put their names in here as well, or at least in the comment in the description below. I'm hoping so. If I don't, then I apologise profusely. But I've got screenshots of all of their cars, how they made them, and the fact that I liked each one of them before I added it to my collection. So you guys will see hopefully when I cut to that, instead of you just sat there looking at me looking at nothing. Yeah, Honda S2000 is a nice car. It's a bit louder than the other ones, I've got to admit, but that's fine with me. So I'm going to have to go around here now just to get myself acquainted with the lap again with this car, and I'm going to use the second lap in like I did for the Supra to give myself an idea of how fast this car could go. Still 1:29 to beat for O'Connor, which again was unfair in the Supra's eyes, I suppose. I may do it again at some point in the future, but that's how it is at the moment, I'm afraid. That's how it's going to go. Right, see you guys on the official lap. Right, the official lap has started. I'm going to have to go around here now in my best behaviour, hopefully not to go in any gravel, so that I can actually give this one a bit more of a benefit of the doubt. I did run the other one at 2 minutes, but that's because, of course, I was talking and I did stop for a while, so I was actually at 0 miles an hour. If anything, I went in reverse at one point, so I'm now 20 seconds ahead on that one, which is always a good start. But this car doesn't seem like it'd be as fast as the other ones. It's a lot more manoeuvrable around the corners, but I think that's because it's slower. All cars have been given the super soft sports car tyres, and all cars have been set to their highest level of power and lowest weight ratio, so they've all got a fighting chance. But I really think that Suki's S2000 did not have a chance against the other two cars I had, just because they did feel so much quicker around here. But maybe that's something else. Maybe the handling will counteract the fact that it wasn't as fast. Maybe it will actually be in its favour because I can cut these corners better, because I don't have to worry about braking so much because it's not going such a high speed around some of these. But we shall see what the timer says when I get around there. Didn't go off that corner, which is always a plus. That's normally the Cohen corner right there. That's fine around there. Last bend coming up before the end, and definitely going to tell you now, this car is not as quick considering the other car. Even the Supra did it in 130, and it's just gone 130 now. So sadly, Suki's car definitely not as fast, but still give the guy a like on. There we go, 139.594. Yeah, give that guy a like. They did do very well. I say guy, could be a girl. They did do very well on this design though. Fantastic. It's just the car itself is just not as fast. That's not his fault. That's just the car. It's just not meant to race a Honda S2000 or a Toyota Supra. On to the next one. Right, fourth and final car for the day to round off the Too Fast Too Furious race is the RX-7, driven by, and I'm going to quote this from Wikipedia and from the cast list from Too Fast Too Furious, Orange Julius. That's the name of the guy that drove this car, which I'm fine with. You can be called Orange, I'm sure. There's no problems with that. I'm going off the track again. I love this little bit of gravel. But again, this design of car wasn't one of mine. This was done by someone else. Ooh, I'd love to spin in this one apparently. Stay, there we are. Yes, so this one was done by Johnny B 7531. Johnny B 7531. Thank you, Johnny, for your contribution to this. I probably will let all these people know that I've done this video as well for them, so they can give it a look, see how they get on. But yes, it's a fantastic car, and again, any of these ones that you like, go visit them. I'm sure you can search their name. If not, just search by the car, make and model, etc., or by tags, and you shall find it. Obviously, each of these will be accompanied with a screenshot, so you know exactly what to search for when it comes to looking for this car, by title and all. This one is horrendously driven at the moment. So yeah, I will do the next lap around in this car, and I will see you guys there to see how we got on. Right, so here we go. This is the official lap now. I had to do 2 laps to get out of the way, because the second lap I also went into that sandpit, as you can see there, after doing the donuts on the first one. So this one, I'm not even sure how I'm going to cope with this one. I'm going to put it out there now, but I feel this is going to be even slower than the S2000, which would be quite funny, considering I did them in pretty much order then in that case. Didn't mean to, this is completely by accident, but my fastest lap, even going on the sand a little bit, was 140. So we shall see how that gets on. Definitely not going to be any faster than the Skyline, I don't believe. But I'm not even trying to slow down. I am doing all these cars to the best of my capabilities. But with this one, the backer just loves to kick out. I could definitely see why Han used this as a drift car in Tokyo, but just not great for this one. I don't think it's just terrible for a normal race like this. Good on a drag race, good on a drift race, not good on a circuit race unless you have state-of-the-art tyres on the back. I mean, we do have sports soft tyres, so you think best of the grip known to man, but apparently still not enough to keep this back end from kicking out. But that's fine, that's the car, that's how the car handles, nothing to do with anything else, except the fact that it's also a terrible driver using it, i.e. me. Took 7 seconds off my best time so far, so that's not too bad, but not the best still. Well, that's round here again. So over 130 mark, so definitely Skyline for the win there. So that's fine. So there you go. In a race anyway, even if there wasn't a bridge, O'Connor should have won because his car is just outperforms the other lot by far, especially if Orange Julius drives his car the same way I do. The back end would kick out like a mow. If you want to know what a mow means, ask your parents, because I ain't telling you, because I ain't getting marked for that. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. I will do some more coming up. I'm going to be planning on rewatching some of the films of Fast and Furious and any other famous racing movies, just to see if I can do those cars as well. If you have any ideas, let me know in the comments below. And I'll see you next time. Till then, tatty bye.